It had lasted 8 glorious years, but now, finally, it was over. The Washington Redskins over-the-hill gang was gone for good. Opening day, 1979, RFK Stadium. The coming out party for the new Washington Redskins. Their faithful fans knew this team would be different, but weren't really sure what to expect. The Redskins came out of the starting gate quickly and proceeded to run past their surprised opponents, the Houston Oilers. Washington was tantalizingly close to pulling off the year's first big upset as they took a 27-13 third-period lead. But the rugged Oilers ruined the storybook scenario and rallied to win 29-27. Was this a forerunner of things to come? Would the 1979 campaign be a losing one? Much of Washington seemed to think so. Too many new faces, not enough top draft picks. The doomsayers told Coach Jack Pardee that not even spirits from the past could salvage the season. As it turned out, such ghosts would not be needed. The Redskins rebounded with a last-minute thriller with Detroit. A Monday night defensive masterpiece against the New York Giants. An upending of the St. Louis Cardinals. And a passing clinic conducted at the expense of the Falcons. By season's end, the over-the-hill gang was merely a pleasant memory. In a rebuilding year, Washington won 10 games and earned the respect of the pro football world. In Washington, most jobs continue only until the next administration takes charge. The over-the-hill gang lasted through 3 presidents, but in 1979, it was time for a change. 14 new players were added to the roster. These fresh-faced youngsters were a startling contrast to the last of the Mohicans, 13-year veteran Dyron Talbot.
There's no question that the Redskins are a rebuilding team. Nobody will question that because of the youth and the new players that we have here. But I think we're doing a lot better than people thought we'd do. I see this team doing the same things that we did early 70, 71, 72, and 73. This team here is as close as the over-the-hill gang was in those years. And that's the only way you can win in organized professional football is to be close and pull for each other. And so far, we've been very fortunate.
The Redskins were fortunate to have the services of a wise old pro like Talbot. Number 72 was as consistent as ever, as he led an experienced defensive line that enjoyed its best game against the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 8. Talbot led the inside charge, while Coy Bacon, number 79, pursued from the outside. The Redskins also used a rare 3-man stunt, which sent Joe Jones looping around both Redskin tackles for one of Washington's 7 sacks of the day. The heady pursuit of Turkey Jones, Carl Lorch, and Paul Smith. The stay-at-home strength of defensive tackle Dave Butts, number 65. The explosive quickness of Perry Brooks, number 69. a veteran unit that provided cohesion, while Washington's young linebackers were adjusting to life in the NFL. Except for Brad Dusek, none of the linebackers had played regularly before 1979. But it wasn't long before Coleman, Oklewicz, Wysocki, Hover, and Millot became familiar names to Redskin fans and opposing ball carriers. Equally as aggressive was the opportunistic Washington secondary of Mark Murphy, Tony Peters, Ray Waddy, Pro Bowlers Joe Lavender, Ken Houston, and Lamar Parrish, the conference interception leader. They made their own breaks, playing bounces and caroms like a baseball outfielder. But their specialty was preventing touchdowns, and they did that as well as any unit in the league. The Washington defense, tough all year long, saved one of its best performances for a Monday night nationwide audience. The New York Giants came into RFK Stadium, where the Redskins had never lost a Monday night game. The Washington defense kept that string intact. The Giants' offense would not score once the entire game. The Redskins, meanwhile, tallied 4 times. Despite the heroics of quarterback Joe Theismann and company, this game belonged to the defense. Number 71, Carl Lorch, capped the night scoring by living the lineman's dream. Washington 27, New York nothing. The Redskin Renaissance was underway. The 1979 Redskins were marching toward a future that would not be built on the image of the past. These men searched for a new identity. By mid-season, they had found one.
It was something that I kind of came up with in the beginning of the year, seeing that we had kind of a blend of rookie players, a lot of rookie players, and seasoned veterans on our special teams. And I thought it'd be a good idea to tag our special teams with some kind of nickname, some kind of identifying force. And the Wild Bunch kind of stuck out in my mind, and so I told everybody, I said, all right, this is what we're going to be known as.
No one wore the Wild Bunch colors with more distinction than Mark Mosley. Mosley, quite simply, is the best kicker in football. The All-Pro led the league in field goals and was the only man to make all his extra points. In 1979, Mosley became the highest-scoring player in Redskin history. This consistency carried over to punter Mike Bragg and such specialty aces as Dubonnet, Dean, Du Bois, Harris, Oklewicz, Coleman, and Captain Dallas Hickman. A unit that once again led the entire NFL in coverage. There were also those on the Wild Bunch who generated offense. Number 22, rookie Buddy Hardiman, came down from the Canadian League and ignited the Redskins' return game in his very first NFL contest. Before a mid-season injury claimed Hardiman, he proved to be a valuable asset in the Redskin backfield. Hardiman was one of several role players who Coach Pardee used as the situation warranted. On passing downs, the most likely target was fullback Clarence Harmon, number 38, who led the team in touchdown receptions. Number 25, Benny Malone, was a superb blocker who also had a knack for making critical yardage. Other running help came from Ike Forte and Bob Hammond. The backfield's most complete player was number 44, John Riggins, a powerful runner who could also throw annihilating blocks. In 1979, John Riggins was the leading ground gainer of the most prolific running attack the Washington franchise has ever had. His third 1,000-yard campaign helped him crack the top 10 of the NFL's all-time rushing leaders. If you constructed a football player that was sleek and racy like a sports car, but was also demolition derby tough, that player would look like John Riggins. Riggins enjoyed his finest year because Coach Pardee's liberal substitution policy kept him fresh throughout the season. That same policy was used in handling Washington's receiving corps as players shuttled in and out as the need arose. Rookie tight end Don Warren, number 85, was big, steady, and sure-handed, a perfect target for the short passing game. Then there was number 80, John McDaniel, an athlete with the speed and quickness to turn a small gain into a large one. If the strategy called for precise patterns and acrobatic skill, number 83, Ricky Thompson, was available, as was tight end Gene Fugit, number 84. Rounding out the unit was number 88, Speedy Danny Buggs, the team's leading receiver. Their success was due largely to the maturing of quarterback Joe Theismann, who had had his best year in 1979. Theismann has always been a colorful figure, restaurateur, sportscaster, man about town, and perhaps the most effusive talker to hit the nation's capital since Hubert Humphrey. Now a new characteristic could be added, a complete quarterback.
What Joe's done for this team, we couldn't ask for any more. He's played well every week. He's held his the bad plays, losing plays to a minimum, and he's had the ability to play all along, but his consistency this year has just been, he's done everything we've asked, and a joy to work with.
In 1979, Theismann was finally free from the competitive battles of the past. The coaches said, "The job is yours, Joe. Take it and run with it." And that is exactly what he did. Quarterbacks Kim McQuilkin and Fred Mortensen stood ready. But this was Theismann's year. He finished the season as the second-ranked passer in the NFL, and he completed nearly 60% of his passes while throwing 20 touchdowns. Joe's arrival as a professional quarterback could not have come at a better time. His performance lent stability to the team as it was rebuilding.
You look at the Redskins, you say, my gosh, they've changed over 32 players in the last 2 years. They're under a new coaching staff. They've got this kid that talks too much as a quarterback sometimes. You know, God only knows what's going to happen. I think if you would have looked internally into the Redskin organization in the beginning of this year, you would have seen an entirely different football team than you saw finish the season last year. And sort of a newfound dedication by everybody just to going out and taking care of their own job and letting the chips fall where they may.
This winning attitude sustained the Redskins right through their Week 12 matchup with division rival Dallas.
Runner, let's get after him.
Okay, kickoff coverage team, set the pace for the whole game. Let's get out here inside the 20. Defense, hold them. Offense, field position to begin with.
The Washington defense buried the Cowboys, while Joe Theismann found wide-open targets wherever he looked. the Redskins rolled over Dallas 34-20, creating a three-way tie for first in the NFC East. Washington would be in the race right to the finish. Through the course of any season, there are moments that test a team's character. When the Redskins trailed Cleveland with only 33 seconds to play, Joe Theismann hit Clarence Harmon for the winning score. Twice during the year, kicker Mark Mosley bailed the team out with last-minute field goals over Detroit and St. Louis. But perhaps the best example of Redskin resilience came in a Week 14 game with the Green Bay Packers. Washington was expected to whip the lowly Packers handily, but at halftime, the Redskins were behind.
This was really the only thing that the Redskin squad hadn't proved to itself. You know, how do you react when you're 14 points behind? Because we got behind Green Bay 2 touchdowns.
How did they react? First, John McDaniel turned a medium sideline pattern into a 39-yard touchdown. Then John Riggins scouted the Packers like 10-10 en route to a score. Finally, Ike Forte skirted 20 yards to give Washington a come-from-behind 38-21 victory. The following week, in another must-win game against Cincinnati, ex-Bengal Coy Bacon greeted his former teammates with 4 quarterback sacks. When Clarence Harmon went the extra mile on a touchdown just before the half, the Redskins took control for good. With the win nearly secure, Washington's veteran offensive line of Kuzio, Williams, Saul, Stark, and Hermeling had one more goal: get John Riggins his 1,000 yards. Now Riggins and his teammates turned their attention to the season's final game, a rematch against the Cowboys.
I don't relish the thought of going down to play Dallas because they're going to have to win the game too, and they're playing down in their own ballpark, so it's going to be just a little bit tougher for us. But we've got a lot of momentum going now, and you know it's the last game of the year, and there isn't any reason to hold anything back, so we'll be ready to play.
Being a quarterback, you know, I've heard Harvey say that heads are going to roll, and I don't want one of them to be mine. We want to beat them. They want to beat us. The love loss continues to dwindle as the year goes on. And I don't know who picked this one out to be the last game of the season, but they got a real honey coming up, I'll tell you.
Theismann was right. And if Washington won, they would be Eastern champions. But because of a complicated playoff tie-breaking system, a loss would mean denial of even a wild card spot. The Redskin defense stopped the Cowboys early, then let the offense take over. Benny Malone's 55-yard touchdown reception gave Washington a substantial second-period lead. But then Dallas bounced back with 3 straight touchdowns of their own. Undaunted, Washington staged a comeback. First, a Mark Mosley field goal, then a 4th-period score by John Riggins. But the big fullback was just warming up.
Riggins, 17 carries, 74 yards. The Redskins lead 27-21. Draw play Riggins. Trying to get outside and will and does break tackles, and Riggins might be gone. Riggins is gone. John Riggins, 66 yards. And a Redskin touchdown.
A year ago, Pardee team left this town on Thanksgiving night, demoralized and lost 5 straight games. And this season they've come back, and they are really a good, hot group of football players.
Nobody gave them a chance in the beginning of the year to do much. 500 at best. Now it looks like they're going to be the champion.
Unfortunately, such thoughts were premature. Dallas scored with 2 minutes to play. Then, trailing 34-28, the Cowboys got the ball back one final time.
Staubach lines up under center this time with Springs and Pearson behind him. Throws. Johnny Hill. Got it. Touchdown, Dallas. Washington still has 2 timeouts left. Joe Theismann has called and executed a very intelligent, aggressive game. 3 wide receivers on the right side for Washington. Theismann throws back across field. He's got his tight end open. And the penalty marker goes down. It's Aaron Mitchell.
Time was working against the Redskins. But if they could just get a little closer, kicker Mark Mosley would be in range for a game-winning field goal.
At the 41. Game is over. Game is over. Wait a minute. The scoreboard clock says the game is over. It may not be. The argument still goes on. The scoreboard clock shows that the game is over, and it is. Dallas 35. Washington 34.
I think the Redskins got an argument.
The same team that some had picked for the cellar back in August was only seconds away from winning a possible championship. But even in defeat, the Washington Redskins could be proud of their accomplishments.
It's been the most rewarding year, I think, in experience of coaching that work with players that work together to achieve something. And it's really very, very simple that a team that cares about each other and plays hard is hard to beat.
And Washington will be harder to beat in 1980. With top draft picks now available and firm confidence in their ability to win, the Redskin Renaissance is only beginning.